Hi everybody, Margaret Ann here. Welcome to Chapter 4 of Crystals Beyond Beginners. And I went into my showroom and collected a bunch of gemstones from our showroom floor here at the Crystal Garden. We're in Boynton Beach, Florida, which is the southeast coast of Florida. And so I went and just grabbed some rocks. How do you like that? And so now I have all these rocks that I've collected that you may have something similar at your house or office or wherever you are. And you're like, now what do I do with these things, right? You know, I don't know what to do. So I do know what to do. You really do know what to do. But I'm going to give you some ideas. So when I first started collecting the rocks and the gems, they're crystals, minerals, stones, gems. I use everything all interchangeably. I was thinking a lot of people want to have good sleep, to want to keep away bad dreams, you know, and to like be peaceful. And so this would work not only for sleeping, but just in general to have peace and harmony around you. And the ones that the ones that I collected for the peace, for sleeping, for good sleep, the go-to stone always for me is amethyst. So I pulled an amethyst point and a chevron amethyst tumbled stone. So there's different ways that stones are formed or provided. This one is a natural point, and this one went through a tumbler to make it into, you know, the shape it's in. And then this is an amethyst sphere, and the sphere is obviously man-made, not the gemstone, just the shape. And then I also like to use blue stones for peace and harmony and sleeping. So I pulled a blue lace agate, a blue aragonite, which this is dyed, and an angelite. And so my intention is peaceful sleep and harmony. So I think, okay, amethyst is known historically for good dreams, and keeping away nightmares, and peaceful sleep. And then the blue lace agate and the angelite for me has to do with inviting and invoking the angelic realm to be all the way around me. You know, I really always want angels, whether I'm awake, asleep, all the time, and I do. And so do you. You just have to ask them to be more prevalent, more obvious, and you need to ask them specifics, like if you need help. So in this case, the intention, which is important when we're doing, you know, crystal grids or charm bags or bowls, is to have an intention that this bowl of rocks, gemstones, next to my bed is going to invite the angelic realm to watch over me during my sleep, and I can have a peaceful, good sleep and good dreams. And maybe some insights and inspirations that come through the dream time, because we do receive messages in the dream time that can help us in our waking life. So you can put more rocks in that. There's not too many. You can't have too few. You can't have too many. You can put them all together. There's no rules when it comes to the gemstones as far as I'm concerned. So I'll pause and say, are there any questions from our viewers on Facebook?
No questions yet. Fran says hi.
Hi,
Karen
Fran.
says hi.
Hi, Karen.
And Lucretia says that she's glad you have your voice back.
Me too, Lucretia. I was talking like this, which I really wasn't supposed to even do that. Ooh, that reminded me of Brick on the middle. Even my laugh is back, because I didn't even have a real laugh. It was, I laughed, but not so great. So I just recovered from laryngitis. That's what Lucretia is referring to, which I, of course, plastered all over Facebook, because people expect to hear from me or be on Facebook Live. All right, so let's see what else. Oh, do you guys have any questions so far? Yes.
Is it better when you put the same, not the same color, but the same hue, different blues or whatever together? Like if you were talking about sleep and you could put this, that, or the other thing that's blue, is that better than having mixed up colors?
No, not necessarily, because I could go further with this, and I could say, oh, I'm going to add, this is probably in the screen, can you tell?
A
Go
little
back here?
Back, yeah.
So I can say, I'm going to put rose quartz in here so I can feel safe and sound and loved. I can say, I want to put Dalmatian jasper in here so that I want to have clarity and find out if someone's loyal and real and authentic in my life. I can add copper and say, okay, that's in there because I want to have be a good conduit for messages and inspiration from the divine. So you don't have to have same colors. They can be multiples of the same. A lot of times my reference, what I prefer to go to for crystals for the bedroom in general, is to get amethyst, maybe on the four corners somehow, either on windowsills or nightstands, some hematite, which is good for grounding and feeling protected, and rose quartz to feel love. So and then that grid, which we can transition or segue into the grid idea, is by placing a grid in your room. It could be on the nightstands, and then your intention is, oh, okay, those amethysts are linking up from across the whole space and creating a dome of protection above me and below me and all the way around me. And so it doesn't have to be on like some kind of a grid already created, or it could be, and that's where I'll go in here now, move this out of the way. I could say, okay, I'm going to create a grid for good studying or to get mental clarity because I have to get my work done. So I could put and it's not on a board that's pre-created, I could put this fluorite octahedron, which is well known for focus, and then let's say some clear quartz points for clarity and focus, facing out. I usually like to do geometrics with things. What else? Oh, I could use the copper in between each one, and then that would be so that as I'm working, that the answers are constantly flowing through me, being a conduit of information. And that can just be sitting on the side of my desk. It could be sitting across the room. But every time I pass it, it's like, that's right, I'm focused, I'm clear today. It's like, I like to call it little altars everywhere. Just having little altars all the way around that are just reminders. And that they're amplifying the intention because of the gemstones that are chosen, but also because of your intention, what you're thinking about. Yep. Anybody want to have a question there?
Yes.
Okay.
Fran asks, will any blue stone along with amethyst help get better sleep?
Yeah, I think so. And you don't even have to put it on your nightstand. You could put it in your pillowcase. That's where I like to put my rocks if I really want to have them in the bed with me. If I put them in bed in general, they're just like, pretty soon kitty hockey happens with the cat, And you don't have to, you can use blue, you can put that in your pocket. So like I brought in here, just for the sake of samples, you can get yourself a little charm bag, create a charm bag with intention of why you're carrying certain stones around. Super simple. For whatever intention you have, you can have combined intentions all in the same bag. Here's one that's, an organza that you could see through it, so that way you don't have to open it to see what's inside. So you can say, okay, I'm going to carry my rose quartz, so I'm always feeling loved. I'm going to put in celestite, so I'm good at communication. So I'm going to put in a piece. I just love these new cabochons. This is a zebra. Is this zebra jasper? No, we call it something else.
Spider, is it?
Picasso?
Picasso.
No.
It's
a black and white striped stone. And you know what? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I don't even know, and this is my life for 30-something years. And it doesn't matter if you know the name of the stone as much as it is what your intention is. So for me, things are black and white. Things are clear. I don't have to discern. I have it right away. Or if you need help discerning, this would be good. Into the packet. I always want good luck, prosperity, abundance, good health. Always, always. This is serpentine, which is in the jade family. Green aventurine, known as the shamrock of the gemstone kingdom, for good luck and blessings in your life. Into the bag. I always want to be mentally clear quartz. I always want to be aligned with the divine. This is a really nice piece of kyanite. I'm doing this to show you, but I'm also kind of into the rock at the moment. It's translucent. It's really high quality, gem quality kyanite. And kyanite is good for aligning all your chakras, aligning your consciousness, being balanced and harmonized. Into the bag it goes. And then let's say that's it. That's good, okay? So that, and then you can put it in your pocket. This is a little big for me with a pocket, but you could put it in your bag. You could carry it wherever you go. If you wanted to, you could do that. Question?
And that speaks to Karen's question, which was, is it a good idea for her to stick to one intention in the bag, or can she have different stones for different intentions? And that basically answered the question.
It can be all of the above.
Yeah.
You can have them all in there and have multiple intentions in one bag, or you can make individual bags where you say, this is my love bag, this is my study bag, this is my money bag, you know.
Yeah.
Money bags.
Money bags.
Money bags. Let's do a
Lots
money
of
bag.
those. Lots.
We'll do some. We'll take all the copper to attract the money.
And the greens.
And all the greens to attract the money.
And the little clear quartz to amplify.
All right, we'll do that to amplify it. You're right. Oh, money bag. I like just that idea of money bags.
Yes.
All right, let's clear the deck. Let's make room. Just move those rocks over. Then there are these types of things where you can buy grids pre-created. This one has the intention already kind of established because it's hearts. There's hearts all over it. That doesn't mean you have to use it only for love, but love is a good thing to be working on. Loving yourself, loving others, being kind, compassionate, tolerant, accepting, even when it's challenging to be accepting and tolerant and patient. So I might want to put, I feel like when let's see. No.
Like marbles with it.
Yeah, marbles, right? And isn't there, what is it? Is it Parcheesi? What is the name of that other game?
Yahtzee?
Is it Yahtzee?
No, that one's
Yahtzee
with
is
dice.
a number game. I think it's Parcheesi.
That might be, because there's like pins and things, I don't know.
That's where it wants to go. See, I wouldn't get too caught up in, am I putting it in the right place? Because these are roly-polies, which I purposefully grabbed to see what would happen.
They just love each other.
They
which
do.
is great.
You could just put them on and form an intention. So I'm choosing pink because it's rose quartz, rose quartz is for love and happiness and feeling comfort and kindness. Green aventurine in the middle is good because pink and green are the colors of the heart chakra. Then we could take, now this is a tabular, which I found there in the clear quartz bowl.
That's a nice one,
It's
too.
a really nice one.
Yeah.
I would put this for good communication and relationships. Thanks for coming
I loved
in.
it. Sorry I have a doctor's appointment.
All right.
I wished I had time.
Oh, well, come back another day. It's all
Yeah,
good.
get the
Thank
schedule.
you.
Thank you.
And so I usually like to make a starburst look because that's just how I like to make. I think it looks pretty, and that way it's amplifying in all four directions. You can go further. You can keep putting them on, and all so you're all over the place. You might want to take the price tags off before you do it. But in this case, these are going back on the showroom floor right after this. So that looks pretty good. That looks like it needs another something. What's missing here? We'll just have to spread it out a little bit.
Maybe some blue for communication.
Oh, good idea, Kate. Let's communicate with ease and grace.
In a loving way.
In a loving way. Well understood. People hear me when I talk. I listen well while others speak. Oh, and if it has to do with the relationship, we could put a little fire agate in here to get a
Fan
passion.
the flames.
Yes. Fan those flames, baby. Fan those flames. And then that's it. Just like that. Just so you know, I had no idea what I was going to say today when we were on, but you can just see what you have available already in your house, in your home, in your collection of gemstones. I always love people to buy rocks, of course, but you probably have what you need available to you. Now, I pulled a lapis lazuli palm stone because I like this for feeling grounded, feeling protected, feeling connected. Did I say that twice? No,
No.
just once. Connected with myself, versus out in the, woo la la land. I'm here, present, right now. I like that as a good stone for that. The lapis lazuli, the dark blue of that, is very aligned with the third eye chakra. And the pyrite that's inside of lapis lazuli is a reminder to me, and I recommend it for you, to activate the golden flecks sparkling already in your energy field, in your halo, connected to the divine. So that's that idea. So what else? Questions, comments, thoughts? Yes, question?
When you put that on the grid, your stones on the grid, do you leave them there overnight, or do you just do your intention?
So how long do you leave it?
Yeah.
You can leave it for a while until you feel like, okay, I want to do another grid. So you can leave it, and just like I mentioned earlier, like little altars everywhere, this could be one of those, that this is sitting someplace. And then when you say, you know what, I feel good about that, and I want to create a different one now. It's this simple. Just like that. Come on in, have a seat. So just like that, it's that simple. So let's say you want to do something to get motivated, to get active. Like maybe you've been lackadaisical or procrastinating about something. That I would probably go with the orange stone. So I had pulled the fire agates because they caught my attention. And that's how I like to choose rocks. And that's what I recommend everybody when you choose a rock. Try not to get too caught up in what is the the little bowls, say if you're buying it at a store like ours, there's going to be little pieces of paper that'll tell you what it's good for, or what does the book say. Yeah, sure, I want you to read my book, but it's good to trust your own intuition, It's always good to trust your intuition. So let's say, orange and red energy is going to help you take action and move forward. I also grabbed mahogany obsidian because it drew my attention. So we could say, all right, let me get this mahogany obsidian here. It will keep me grounded. It will help me stay focused and aligned. If I want to amplify it, then I could put some clear quartz on there with it. And I only grabbed one of the clear like that. So if I wanted to be consistent, then I would just move and put the, just like that's that simple. Oh, this is lion skin jasper. It's just such a cool stone, but we could add that to also be grounded, browns and yellows, and being confident, having the confidence and courage to take action and move forward.
Lion nature.
Yeah. Roar like a lion. Are there questions or comments on Facebook?
Karen asks, can I use your card decks to choose the stones for the grids?
Oh, you would think that I put you up to that.
Plant.
Did you? No, I did not put her up to that. She is not a plant. But yes, you can. So I'm just going to step away for a second and pull my Crystal Intentions deck, just because it was the closest one. But there's 5 decks of mine you can choose from, and you can even create a grid with this. So I'm glad you brought that up, Karen. Thank you. And you can choose your stone by just literally looking through the deck and saying, oh, what's attracting me? What's that affirmation about? What is the intention about? Because there's, information on both sides. But then you can also, now this is a little bit messy. Imagine there's nothing else on the table. You can make a grid in your house where it's in different parts of the house. So that way, every time you pass by, you can say, oh yeah, I set up this grid for whatever purpose, and you form that intention, and you might pause. And again, it's like another one of those little altars everywhere, and you go, oh, Seraphinite, my mind and my spirit are connected with each other, mind and spirit, connected with each other and with the divine. Remember the divine spark within, aspire toward enlightenment, increase mental clarity and intelligence, improve telepathic communication skills. And so that's like, okay, I'm going to focus on this one for a while. So you can either you just use just the cards. So if you didn't have the whole bunch of rocks, for $19.99, you can have a lot of rocks because there's 42, I think, in this deck. Yep, there's 42. Yeah, the rest have 44.
Yeah.
And there's, a booklet inside. You could read more about the gemstone. And what your original question was, Karen, which is, can I use it to pick the stones? Sure. Here's the lapis lazuli. So maybe you pulled a bunch of cards just arbitrarily without reading them. You can actually pull the cards by just shuffling the deck and seeing what needs to come out, like I do when I do the gemstone oracle here with you guys. So you can just see what comes up, pull a card, say, okay, Chrysocolla is one of them, and you go on and on. Good. Nice question. Good one. Any other questions on the Facebook Live?
Nope.
Anybody else have a question? Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, I have that deck, and I think it's really great.
Thank
But
you.
every time, it's very professional, and it makes me smile when I do it, if nothing else.
Aw.
But when I ask a question, it's always a happy answer.
Yes, that's
It
my
does.
intention,
Yeah.
that you should have a happy answer. Why, do you want a negative answer? No.
I just want to answer, and everything is just so up, and yeah,
You know, it doesn't feel realistic? Is that what you
Yeah,
mean by
maybe,
that?
Maybe.
Well, you could read into it in a different way if you wanted to, if you wanted it to be more something else. So let's say, here, the top card, Orbicula jasper. Really cool picture of an Orbicula jasper. So it says, okay, unlimited possibilities, and you're like, I don't feel like I'm having unlimited possibilities. What does that mean? Read further. Relax into the flow of a happy life. And you're like, well, I don't feel relaxed. It's like, then I would say, use it for contemplative thought, because I'm not going to make a deck that isn't going to give you a happy answer. Just it's not happening. But what I will say is use that to stop and think and say, okay, what part of me doesn't believe that there are multiple possibilities, that there aren't unlimited possibilities? And how does that play into what my question was or what's on my mind? And then you maybe could journal about it or go into meditation, contemplative thought. Same thing with relax into the flow of a happy life. You could take that sentence apart, which is a very short one. Relax. Do I feel relaxed? Am I relaxed? Why aren't I relaxed? What's going on that I don't feel relaxed about? Am I feeling like I'm flowing? Is life flowing? No, it doesn't feel like it's flowing. So what's the deal with that? Now, I can't change your life, but these cards can help you to stop and think about what is preventing my life from flowing, and about happy life. Do I feel happy? Maybe you'll say most of the time, yeah, pretty much. So that if I can relax and recognize that I have a happy life, then it would help. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling, but
Yes, no.
Yeah, making
like
sense.
using that as a trigger to kind of identify where you're not feeling that way, instead of using it as the answer towards something. It's like the answer of why it's not there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good trigger. Is a
Yeah.
good word for that too. Yeah. Does that help? Do you have a specific example that you want me to
A
answer?
specific example is that I'm hoping that my husband and I will be receiving this insurance, and it's a VA insurance benefit. Hearing aids, he needs them. They're very expensive. They're putting it before the board.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to get some information out of the deck. But then you'll
And
say
what kind
that's-
of information do you want? Like an answer one way or the other?
Yeah, and you're gonna say that's fortune telling.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit fortune telling-ish, yeah.
Right.
But you could use it for helping you to positively imagine a good outcome, or visualize that somehow, some way, those hearing aids are received and that he is able to get it, and not worry too much about if it's directly coming through the VA, but more from that the ultimate outcome is a positive one. Because we think that this is an unlimited possibility point.
Right.
So maybe there's more than one way to get things to evolve. And maybe you just don't know what the other ways are yet.
Right.
That doesn't mean that it's not going to come through, but just that be open that there are other avenues that things can positively come. But yeah, no, these won't fortune tell in any way. But they will help shift your consciousness to a positive. So, we're not always positive. The reality is we're not positive. There are things that we have to delve into and, work through and,
Yes.
But these are for the intention of being positive.
Well, I think it works on the premise that everything is possible, and it's us that kind of blocks the good things from happening. And if we can identify where we have a block, then we can remove it, and then we do get all the good things that we want.
That is
That's how I
wise Kate, the lovely assistant extraordinaire. But it's true. You're absolutely right, Kate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is giving you an answer in a way.
It is, right?
Yeah.
So, are we complete for today? How's our timing? If any questions left? Or?
Let's see. No more questions that I see, and it's 12:26, so we can wrap it
It
up.
can be wrapped up.
Very close.
I think it's a wonderful thing that we got to be together. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always being my co-host,
My
Kate.
pleasure.
You're the best. And thank you for all of you that have shown up and for your patience with me not having a voice last week. I guess I needed to shut up. I needed to be quiet and throw that key out for a while. And it was nice. It was. It's always when you're forced into something like that, even though it wasn't comfortable because it was not pleasant. I wasn't hurting, but I was very mindful of the fact that the universe, me, myself, my angels, however you want to look at it, made me be quiet. So that's what I did. Be still and know I am God, right?
Exactly.
So I want to thank you for attending, and I will be seeing you online and hopefully in store if you want to come by the Crystal Garden. Many blessings, everybody. Thank you.